Hello guys, welcome to the channel. Bob here, and I'm playing some Shroud of the Avatar at the moment. You might be surprised to hear. In fact, it's all I've been doing for the last few days. I was looking for, I guess, an MMO experience that was a bit more story driven than what I am, you know, in sort of in conjunction with what I'm also doing, which is not story driven MMO stuff. Salesman of the Damned. Okay. Yeah, and I thought, I'd kind of been reading that they've been making some changes around the Avatar and quality of life improvements and general improvements and that kind of thing. And yeah, and I've come back and I've been having an absolute whale of a time, completely addicted at the moment. Number of reasons, really. I've been going through the main storyline, and that's really good. The quest system is still really janky and needs some work, but I've really been enjoying the story and the questing of going through the main campaign, the main story. There are quite a lot of nice, interesting side quests as well, which I've done, and it's all been a great experience. I think one of the things that has really helped is the fact that a lot of the scenes now look really beautiful. Some of them, particularly the lighting. I love the lighting in the game, and there aren't as many, or very few, seems to be cloned scenes. So a lot of the scenes now are unique in their own right, and they look really beautiful. And I'm just about to go into the epitaph here. Again, looks lovely. Lots of things going on in the sky always, which I do like. Lots of activity, lunar activity. That looks like a... I mean, you'd have thought this probably wouldn't be very good for our health. And it's going to come crashing down. But I'm not sure. But we're going to go in here anyway. But yeah, but if you look, I mean, I'm really enjoying the game at the moment. If you're looking for a story-driven MMO, or even a story-driven RPG, really, I think it's also free to play currently. I'm not quite sure how much you can do as a free-to-play player, but I believe they've changed it recently, so it's quite a lot. The game still has some issues that I've always struggled with. I think the way they're financing the game, they still seem to be having these telethon things that, which just feels a bit like asking the same players over and over again for more and more money. And these players have put a lot of money into the game, so I don't quite know. Let's jump over here. I've been here before for a part of the quest, so I don't know why I missed the other part. Pool of Destiny I need to get to, which I think I've been to before. Let's go and have a look. Yeah, I think still asking the same players for money and whatnot is, I think, not great. You'd have kind of thought at this point they would be able to self-fund the game, but it doesn't seem to be the case. I think I'm going to get attacked by some stuff at some point. Oh my god, crocodiles. But as you can see, I mean, the level design and the atmosphere, the immersion is super high in the game. There's still quite a lot of focus on the store, creating stuff for the store, and housing and that kind of thing. For people that like that sort of stuff, I would still like there to be more emphasis on the gameplay. I mean, they're talking about reworking some skills and reworking the quest system at some point. But I kind of think that maybe they should be priorities really over some of the other stuff that's going in. But enough of the negative stuff. It's how they're doing it. You either buy into it or you don't. But I'm having a whale of a time just playing through the game. And I think you can play through the game and have fun without spending any money really. I mean, I bought the game obviously when I first came into the game. I paid money for the game, but I haven't paid. I think I've got a subscription fee now, which I might look at, because I think it gets to a point where I've played this game for quite a long time now. I've got my money's worth, I would say. And from what I've been playing, I kind of feel that I'm going to be staying in the game and playing it as well as other stuff over the winter period. I'm even sort of planning out some builds and hello. I've even been planning out some builds and stuff. You know, that's kind of how keen I am on the game. Holy smokes! Yeah, so we'll see how all that goes. Let's fight the dude. Trolls are quite easy to kill on their own. You just kind of run around behind them basically, and when they do their attacks, just sort of jump in the air. Particularly the foot stomping one. I think the foot stomping one disorientates you. That can be quite annoying. Yeah, but other than that, they're quite easy just to burn down. I'm not sure why I'm killing him again. I did kill him before. Ah, okay. You can't knock trolls over, I don't think. You can't kind of stun them. So there we go. One dead troll. Yeah, as I said, I'm even kind of, you know, working out builds and stuff. What I would love to do, but I think it's going to be quite an investment. Is if anyone's got any tips on these, on anything that I talk about, then please, you know, give me a shout. But what I'm thinking about doing, is that where it is? Yeah, let's go this way. Is I'd love to, in Ultima Online, like taming was one of my favourite skills, and I've been a bit put off of it in Shroud. I think they're kind of stuck taming behind a bit of a gold wall, you know, where you need silver collars and stuff to and other consumables to do it, and you kind of even need to buy them or craft them yourself. What I might do is a series of videos on taming, and try and be a self-sufficient tamer. So you know, get into crafting more than I have done in the past in other games. Is that what we need? It is, yeah, there we go. I need to collect 3 shards of the vermilion lens, and that's the 3rd one I've collected. So now I need to reassemble the lens. Take the piece of lens to the obsidian forge within the fortress of Hilt. Holy smokes. Holy smokes. Yeah, so I might do a series on taming, but try and do it from someone who hasn't done any crafting in the game yet. So work up the skills, do a series where I work up the skills that I need to create collars and things like that for taming, and then see what's what. See how easy it is for someone who hasn't done any crafting, a Shroud of the Avatar crafting newbie. I think what I might do here is, let's do this. Yeah, so that might be something that you see coming up. I haven't got. I mean, I'm going through this quest because I think I can get myself a little lot deed to get a house, maybe. I don't have anywhere to lay my head, as it were, when when I log out, or just to store things in and do things in, you know. And I know that I'm critical of the the shop stuff, and I do feel, whatever anyone says, I do feel that the game there is a certain element, a certain big element in some instances, like housing, where it is pay to win. But I would like to have a little house of my own to you know, to do stuff in. So as well as kind of wanting to do the story and the quests, I think when you complete the main storyline, you get a little deed. I'm not sure how big it is or where I can put it, or I guess I still need to buy a house to go with the deed, which I think potentially could take a lot of in-game hours, weeks, months, years, or whatever. Or you buy it from the store. You know, I'll have to look into that. But that's another sort of plan as well. But all of that negative stuff aside, as I said, I'm really enjoying just going through the story and exploring the new scenes. This game is very explorable. So if you're an MMO buff like me, who likes exploring, then this is the game for you. I've found. I mean, it's got a. I don't know why MMOs haven't done this before, and I think EverQuest Next wanted to do it, didn't it? But there's a great underground system in the game. So I was doing a quest somewhere, and I was in a mine or something, and I went through a zone which took me to another underground section next to it, I explored that, and before I knew it, I'd kind of moved a fair way across. When I came up at the other end, I'd kind of moved a fair way across the map by going underground. And look at that! Look at this! Look, this is my dream. As an obsessive Ultima Online tamer, you can now tame wyverns. I think they've got in the game, and I think there's a taming revamp coming up. You know, with episode 2. So yeah, I used to love taming dragons in Ultima Online. It was just awesome. Taming for me feels a bit like, I guess, charming in in EverQuest, but a bit more long term. I used to love just pitting my creatures against other creatures just to see who would win, you know, and that kind of thing. Let's go across the lake. So I just thought I'd do a video telling you what I was doing. Show you a bit of gameplay. Just kind of point out. I mean, some of the quality of life improvements they've made. Things like a universal bank, which I just can never understand. Some decisions the developers make, you think, what is that all about? So there's a universal bank now. So when you go to a bank anywhere, you've got access to. Before, if you put stuff in a bank in Brittany, you had to go to that bank in Brittany, you know, and it's just daft. So they've got universal banks now. They've increased the XP rate, which is really good. And what I found before was that, although I'm an explorer, and I like to get immersed in the game, you want to see, you want some progress to be going on. And I felt before, if you were more of an explorer, your experience process gaining process was quite slow. But they had these double XP weekends and stuff, and what they've done, they've just made double XP the normal XP, which I think is a great idea, because I now find that I can run around and explore and kill the monsters that are in my way, rather than feeling like I'm just grinding, and I can gain some reasonable XP. You know, it's turned out to be a good move. So lots of things like that. As I said, you know, you've got situation. I should be keeping some of this stuff probably for. You just pick up so much crap. Mobs. What's quite good is mobs seem to drop a lot more stuff now, but a lot of it just seems to be crap. I mean, I know they was talking about at one point. They were talking about what were they talking about? Come on, Bob. Keep it going. Just a few more minutes. You can stop the video. They were talking about the stuff that people crafted and they sold to vendors. I think they were talking about. I'm not sure if I should be keeping this stuff to break down for crafting. I'm not sure. I won't do it for now. I found a new loot actually, like a magic drop. I'm not sure if it's worth anything. Yeah, they were talking about the items that weapons and stuff that people made that they just sold to a vendor. They were thinking about introducing those into the loot tables. I have to confess, I haven't seen anything yet. And over the last few days since I've been playing the game, I've killed a lot of mobs. You know, thousands probably. Rectangular rug. Anyone want a rectangular black and roll rug? No, probably not. I found a ring as well. So I found a couple of items. I'm just trying to free up some weight. Yeah, but I haven't seen that, to be honest with you. I haven't seen anything like that dropping when I've been killing stuff. So mobs seem to be dropping more stuff, which is quite good. But it's difficult, really. You know, when they're quite insistent on wanting the economy to be player driven. You know, that's fine, but I think it's one of the things that keep people away from the game, and it's something that one or two people have mentioned to me. You know, for a lot of people, one of the big things about playing an MMO is that there's always that chance of getting a nice drop, you know, or going somewhere specifically to farm mobs, you know, to get drops. Now, they do have that in here, you know. A lot of the, but a lot of the stuff seems to be you have got a very, very small chance of getting an artifact or something dropped from a normal mob. Although I'm not sure what level of artifact, if they're lower level ones, if they differentiate between the levels of artifacts in that way. So, you know, if you're fighting lower level mobs, you've only got a chance of getting a a lower level artifact, I'm not sure, but they do have places where you can go and grind bosses for equipment, but there's just not enough of it for players of all levels, I don't think. Whereas something like EverQuest, for example, you know, they had boss mobs at all levels where you could get drops. I think the problem here in this game is that I'm not sure if it's because there are so many high level powerful players now who have got all of the skills kind of maxed out, but maybe I'm not sure, maybe if they introduce lower level bosses for lower level players, they would just be farmed by the high levels. I'm not sure. Maybe they could do something where you only get drops from the bosses if your adventure level is a certain level, and after that you don't get anything. That might be quite good to protect those kind of bosses, but they still need to work on the loot and stuff. But overall, like for someone who came here looking for a story-driven, a bit of questing with a bit of story behind it in an MMO, this is fit the bill perfectly. And it's also reinfused me in you know, with regards to playing the game. I'm kind of thinking about doing other things in the game as well. A lot of the quality of life improvements, as I said, have helped that. So we'll see how we go. But let's Obsidian Trial. I don't need to do that. I need to go. Where was it I needed to go to? Hilt. That's right. Where's Hilt? Let's check out the map. I won't keep you much longer. Just where's Hilt Fortress? I'm looking at the Shroud Avatar map. Hilt Fortress. Oh, it's not actually far from here. Oh, actually, it's very near. It's just to the west a bit. Just that way a bit. Actually, a bit. I think it's a bit south and a bit west. Let's go and check it out. Yeah, so that's mostly what I've got to say since I've been back playing Shroud Avatar. I'm having a lot of fun. Is Hilt Fortress here? Oh, it's actually in Nightshade Pass, so I need to enter Nightshade Pass, which is a 3+ adventure area. I'm sure these passes used to be high level. Another quality of life option, quality of life change that they've done is you don't need to go into the passes now. Whereas before you had to go into the pass and run to the other end to get out the other side. You don't need to do that now. Which I think is, again, a good change. I imagine there's a lot of people who are kind of annoyed by these changes. I'm sure. But I think it's good to have the option, you know. If you want to do it, you can still do it, right? But people who don't want to do it, it's they haven't got to do it. And that's the thing. That's the thing. Not just this MMO, but it's always something I find strange with MMOs where a developer wants to make a quality of life change that, you know, a number of people seem to want, but there's always resistance to it. You know, people, they want their pure experience that they feel they should be getting. You know, I mean, you even hear it so often, even on the Shroud Avatar forums, loads of forums where someone will mention something and someone will say, well, that's how it's intended, with no idea if that is actually how it's is intended, or if it might even change or not. You know, they just don't want it to change. But I think a lot of these options are good, because I think it just means that you just bring in more players, and that's what I was talking about before. The game clearly needs more players coming in, so they can support themselves, you know, from people playing the game and spending some money, rather than what they appear to be doing at the moment, and that's relying on a small amount of people relatively, you know, to I think an MMO audience, relying on those people to keep spending more and more money. You know, that's I think that's something that will be good if they got out of that cycle. I think there's a troll here, isn't there? Let's have a look. Oh, for pity's sake, look, Mr. Wolf, I'm quite happy just to leave you to your own devices. But no. I need to refresh my food. Currently got some dragon stew. I've got some wolf chops down here or something. Wolf surprise. Okay, there's a troll up here. I'm not sure if he's harder than the other one, but we'll go and see if we can kill him. Another great scene, I think. I mean, let me turn off. I do have night vision turned on, which Yeah, so the game's got spectacular lighting. I think they're using the Unity engine, but they do use the lighting to great effect in the game. Some of the underground areas are just gorgeous. They love a bit of green and purple illumination. And as an old goth myself, I do love a bit of green and purple illumination underground, if you know what I mean. And, yeah, it's great stuff. Okay, let's go and see if we can kill the troll. I'm not in a great section here for fighting him, but there you go. I'll bring him back a bit, actually. Oh, god damn it. Yep, so... Only takes you getting stunned by a troll, and then it can be... Oh, come on, don't reset. I'm still stunned, you see. Oh, here we go. No, we're fine there. We're fine again. Sorry, it's a bit of a mess on the old combat front. But there you go. This will be our second troll of the day. It's funny in a situation like this, isn't it? Because I kind of feel, and I clearly am, exploiting the AI, which is fine. You know, I mean, I'm all for that in games. That's part of it. But I do feel in the trolls case there should be something that you know makes them a bit tougher than they are, or a bit less obvious to kill. Maybe some of those attacks are. You can't actually avoid them, which then seems a bit cheap, doesn't it? So yeah, it's difficult balancing. The trolls need some more mechanics to make them more interesting to fight. Is this the way to Hill Fortress? I think it might be. We'll keep going anyway, because I can get to the top and show you some more of the lush scenery that the game has. If you're playing the game and you want to do some stuff, you want to team up, then give me a shout. I will be about quite a lot. So just give me a shout. Actually, if you've got any tips on crafting and stuff, how to get started in crafting, I'd really appreciate it, because I'm... Ooh, hello. I don't want to kill the wisp, do I? Wisps are good guys. Wisps are good guys, aren't they? You don't want to kill the wisps. Yeah, as someone who kind of wants to get into crafting, it just feels a bit daunting. I've gone to crafting stations, and I think I mean, they've improved the new user experience as well. And I think one of the things they need to do is improve the introduction to crafting, because it is quite daunting, I think, for new players, or players who maybe want to do some crafting but never really been into it. Maybe because I mean, the last time I played, I went and farmed a load of ore and wood, and I went to what is this? It appears to be nothing. Okay. And I went to sort of crafting stations thinking, well, I've got all this wood and ore. I can surely do something with this, just to raise my skill a bit. But I didn't seem to have any recipes in my book that just to get me started with, which seems a bit weird. I think maybe they should give every crafting skill, new players, maybe you get a certain amount of skills, a certain amount of recipes. That means you can go and farm some ore or some wood and just get started on it, basically. Nothing drastic, nothing to annoy the people who put loads of time into it, but just some basic recipes to get people going. I think you can probably run around finding recipes, buying them, but I think just from a new player point of view, it might be quite a good idea just to ease them into it. It's something that I certainly would have appreciated when I first started. This is what I'm finding in a lot of the scenes is exactly what we're seeing here. Where you come into a scene to do something, and some of the scenes are huge, and you end up you end up on a different path, just exploring. And I do love this kind of thing. Like, why is this little graveyard here? What's the lore behind it? Even if I don't know what it is, it's environmental storytelling that is really good. Oh, hello. Love the way he just got up then as I opened the door. That's pretty cool. Is this guy a named mob? No, he's just a normal dude. I think there. Yeah, so even though I have no idea why this graveyard is here, I could maybe investigate it. Grave marker. No. It's just nice. It's just fun storytelling. You know, it's just... Oh, hello. Hello. Hey. Oh, look at that. That's great. Wow, is that the fortress up there? Look at that. I think Hilt Fortress is in one of the books. That I've been reading. Shroud Avatar books. I wonder if I can access up there. That's quite a long way up. So yeah, as you can see, gorgeous looking scenes. My immersion. What should I call them? Something not rude. My immersion buds have been tickled by the game since I've come back. That's a good thing. How do I get up there? Yeah, as I was saying, if you know of any good guides or you got any tips on, can I jump down here without dying? Maybe not. Yeah. If you've got any good guides or you want to give me, or you fancy giving me some advice for crafting and stuff, please do. I'm quite happy to take in the advice. No problemos. Yeah, as I said, if you're playing the game and you want to do some stuff together, then just give me a shout. Oh, hello. Some more mystery. Ah, I love this. You never know what's around the next corner. Generally some more skeletons, but, you know, that's fine. That's not a problem. Let's check if my recording's still going. Yeah. Oof, okay. Let's go back. Yeah, as you can see, I'm not sure if you haven't played the game for a while, but the mobs are dropping a lot more equipment, but a lot more stuff, which is a bit more interesting, but it is still very basic, the stuff that they're dropping. I think they've recently introduced a couple of nice new mechanics. There's like a pumpkin head mob. There's a bit of lore behind it, which I won't go into, but there's a mechanic where the stronger they are if they're surrounded by, I think, things that are relevant to them, around them. So the pumpkin head is surrounded by pumpkins, and you have to just keep destroying the pumpkins, otherwise it makes him stronger, basically. Oh, hello. These are aggressive, aren't they? Yeah. So we're approaching the fortress. I'm sticking with pole arms at the moment. It's not even remotely approaching how I want my character to be, but it's just my highest combat skill at the moment, so I'll stick with that for now. And then when I can get the tamer mage going, I will. I'll do that. I'd like to be able to make all my own stuff as well at some point, or at least make myself, like from a mage point of view, at least be able to make myself stuff I need for taming, and to make myself some mage weapons like wands, I guess, and mage armor. But I'm not sure how we'll go with that. It's a long process, but then we've got the whole winter coming up, so you know, plenty of time. I think I'm going to stop the video here anyway, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. It's just a little hello, let you know what I'm doing. And I'll be back with some videos of some kind at some point. As I said, you know, if you want to get together in game, or if you've got any advice, I would much appreciate it on how to get going in the crafting stakes and whatnot. Yeah, anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you again soon.